Hello, everyone, and welcome to All Four Downs Podcast. This is the NFL Picks. And before we get started, I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to our show. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Approximately 1 in 8 women will face it in their lifetime. I just happen to know a few that are very close to me. Survival rates have increased due to extensive research. Make the time to support your research foundations around your local community. Thank you. And let's protect our woman. How about that? Shall we? Absolutely. Now, let's tune in to all four downs. Welcome to All Four Downs. Hector, myself, it is time for this week's picks. So, on top of all that, okay, our records, yes, Hector, you got me by one game. You lead 8-5. Is that
Yep.
correct?
Yes, it is.
And overall, you're in the lead with 42 and 22. That's pretty outstanding on your part.
Yeah. I mean, if I can keep up this pace, I'll have 100 wins by week 10.
All right now. It's time for me to make my comeback.
Yeah.
But pretty scared for these first half games. It
Mm.
didn't look like we were gonna be succeeding.
No. Watching these games, I was like scratching my head. I was like, did we just go from the top of the mountain to the lowest of the valleys here? But then it's just started one after the other, comeback after comeback. I was like, you gotta be
Look,
kidding me.
man,
That's what it's about.
great game Thursday, right?
Oh yeah.
Lions beat the Packers. Then you move
Hmm.
on to like probably I thought was the two worst teams to play each other, and that was the Broncos and the Bears. And if it wasn't for that 17 points in the fourth quarter from the Broncos, I mean, I thought that Broncos would be dead enough like tanking by purpose.
Yeah. I know. That's what I thought too. I was like, okay, maybe the Broncos are the team that's tanking here, but no, they played their heart out and they came
Mhm.
back and they did their thing. So, you know, we could sit here and debate who's the worst team in the NFL. I mean, is it the Giants? Is it the Bears? You know, it could be.
Oh man, bro,
You know,
you
it's
got
just
it.
it just goes all different directions right now. Who's in the bottom of the pit of the NFL
Oh,
right now?
so a lot of Miami fans were on that. They were on the rise because the Dolphins scored 70 points on the Broncos.
Right.
To the final week, they ended up losing to the Bills 48-20.
Yes.
Now, is that what an offense supposed to do? Like choke so bad? I mean, they didn't even go half of what they make.
You
Okay.
know, I just think it's just the quality of team that they played. You know, you can't compare apples to oranges when we talk about Denver versus Buffalo here. You know, so
Ah.
I don't think it's so much that they ran out of gas. I just think that they played a division foe that is just more superior to them at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe their defense gassed up because giving a 48 from 20 the
Right.
previous week, it's a big difference.
The game that I knew was going to be to the wire was the Commanders and the Eagles that went to overtime with the Eagles
Oh,
winning with a game-winning field goal, 34-31.
wow, how did Sam Howell throw that last second touchdown? 1 second left on the clock, and the Eagles defense just they faltered right there. They had
Yeah.
every opportunity to shut it down there, but props to Sam Howell. He flopped last week, the previous week against Buffalo, and
Mm-hmm.
now look what they did. It's a week by week thing with the NFL. You can never tell. This is not college.
No,
Week by
no.
week, teams can turn it on and teams can turn it off. Some
What?
teams turn it on all the way.
But you know what? One game that could turn it on and off. It was not even a team. Is the stripes, the black and white stripes, the damn referees. I mean, listen, the Chiefs versus the Jets. I can honestly say that the Jets was there to win it. They were gonna win it. Like you didn't call a holding on the last play where Patrick Mahomes ran for that
Yes.
first down to seal the deal, right? And they
Mhm.
kept replaying, and especially on Twitter, they kept replaying the guy holding. You
Yeah.
didn't give him a holding call. And there was other things that happened in the game that the referees dictated the game. I thought you were supposed to manage the game, to ref. That's it. And it sadly to say, it cost the Jets a win. They should have won that game.
Yeah, they should have. Zach Wilson played his heart out. There was nothing that he did in that game to put the blame on him. You're right. The referees blew a lot of calls. There was no reason why the Chiefs should have converted on 3rd and 20 2 times on the same drive. That should have never happened. The Jets had that game, but you can't leave it to the referees. You can't. No. You got to go out there and play your game.
Y'all really believe this is a Giants team gonna turn around? They look absolutely dead. I'm gonna tell you right now, and I believe, and I had the discussion previously with our CEO, Joe Aguirre, and we made a bad investment. And that bad investment started with Tom Coughlin leaving the Giants organization. From there on, we got coaches left and right, and bad investment, meaning that, that salary cap is pretty tight and you have to adjust of what you have. I'm still a firm believer that the investment with Daniel, I was going to say Daniel Bryan. That's a different character there. But the investment for a quarterback, I think, was the wrong move. However, there's no excuse why an offensive line couldn't protect their quarterback being pressured over 20 times. That's not good. You can't play the game with people in your face. And that's what happened. Okay? It was terrible. And on the first drive, to go for it on 4th down and short and you can't score a first down, I mean, it was terrible. It was very, very terrible. And I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. Can they turn it around? What? I don't care if Saquon Barkley was playing. It didn't matter. If your offensive line can't do crap, you can't run the ball. Then you got no wide receivers to audible short passes or whatever. It's just a cluster. And I'm sorry to say, I wouldn't be surprised if the Giants was dead last. Because right now, to be honest with you, the Bears are better than the Giants. Because at least the Bears know how to score points. That's the bottom line.
I mean, I disagree to the end, to the last part. I still think the Giants are still a little better than the Bears. I mean, it's just crazy because,
it's not going to get better anytime soon, especially when we're going to be talking about the G-Men in this week's game.
Yeah,
just saying.
It is embarrassing right now because the Giants are the only NFL team that has not scored a first half touchdown. That is embarrassing. Let's just call it what it is. Spade a spade, okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I am a Giants fan. I'm always going to be a Giants fan.
Same here.
But it seems like, last year they did so much to just play football and have fun, and they wind up winning against teams we didn't expect them to beat. Baltimore, Washington, Tennessee, teams that we didn't expect them to win. But this year, we expected them to stay up there. The expectation to stay up there. And for some reason, it's just falling apart. There was no reason why that offensive line should have made that many mistakes yesterday and let Daniel Jones get sacked that many times. But then I blame Daniel Jones for not lighting up a fire under that offensive line. Look, if I'm getting sacked that many times, I'm getting tired of it.
Did you expect him to be that very vocal? I don't think that guy's ever vocal. I mean, this is Eli Manning's pick, right? For his successor to take over the organization. And I'm sorry. I still believe that the Giants need another quarterback. And they could do it. They don't have to start him right away, but they need a backup plan, and they need it bad. But speaking about backup plans, here we go. We are going forward and moving on to the sports betting picks. So here we go. All right. We're going to start off with first the bye weeks. 4 teams: Chargers, Seahawks, Browns, and the Bucks. The Bucks are well-deserving. They handled their business against the Saints. The Browns, oh my God. Somebody please let me know Watson wasn't playing. I should have never went for the Cleveland Browns. I made my picks. I should have stayed and wagering at the very end to get these reports, okay? because I make my picks now. All right, when it's nice and fresh before they adjust the points. The Seahawks, hey, congrats, man. You beat the Giants. You go on, and then yeah, whatever, dude. And the Chargers. Still butthurt. That was an ass whooping, but anyways. And yes, Sanders, I'm gonna bet on under 7 Giants for those victories. But let's start off with, and I mentioned it from the before, Chicago Bears versus the Washington Commanders. Is this a Thursday night football game, right?
For the second consecutive year, these two are playing on Thursday Night Football.
Ooh, so
yes.
What's your pick?
Look, again, I know I said it previously, earlier, that it's a week by week, situation here with these teams. You just never know what you're going to get. But honestly, I don't see anything that's going to change for the Bears this week as it did last week. To me, they're just a hot mess. Okay. Last year when these two teams played, it wasn't even worth watching because there was no offense in that game last year. It was a snoozer. Seriously. I think Washington beat them 12-7, something like that. But this year, I think we're in for an offensive shootout. These two teams don't have no defense, none whatsoever. Okay, I think both these defenses are allowing over 30 points a game. But the thing is, with Washington, they're finding a way of winning. The Bears are finding a way of blowing leads and losing. I take Washington to win this game in a one-score game. I think Chicago keeps it close, but the Commanders come out and win this game at home.
With the media and everything else, I mean, you got Chicago that they want Justin Fields out the team, bro. Remember when they picked them? Everyone was celebrating. They say, "Oh, we got our quarterback! Yay!"
Yes.
I kept telling you, there's nothing good coming out of Ohio State. I could be proven wrong, but it's a different person. Man, he's in Houston, okay. But on this matter, I'm gonna stick with. I'm gonna be the same. I'll be true. The Commanders, I got them winning this week.
Look, the whole world is going to be watching. So Justin Fields is going to have to come out and try to show the world that he is worth staying in Chicago. So good luck, buddy.
All right. Good luck. Outstanding. All right. We got the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Buffalo Bills. The Jaguars, back-to-back weeks overseas. They're going to play at 9 o'clock in the morning. The Bills coming out hot, made a statement. And like you said, it goes week by week. Who you got on this one?
Look, it's crazy that you would think that Jacksonville have the advantage. They just get to stay in London, enjoy the scenery. This time, they're going to be the road team. Last week, they were home. Now they're the road team. But look, Buffalo, that week 1 loss was a fluke, in my opinion. The last 3 games, they've been averaging over 30 points a game since that loss to the Jets. That I'm not going to think that I don't believe the travel is going to affect them just because Jacksonville is still there. Give me Buffalo to win this game. This is not going to be a Toy Story game like it was last week on Disney Plus. Buffalo and Josh Allen will get the job done.
I got Buffalo Bills on this one. Moving on to Giants and the Dolphins. Look, just the offensive alone, I won't be surprised if they score and break the record and put 73 on them. The Dolphins will beat the Giants this weekend.
I'm just gonna make one confidence thing here. The Giants will score their first touchdown in the first half for the first time this year against the Dolphins.
Okay,
but the Giants will lose. So Dolphins win.
I'll predict that they'll get their field goal, but not a touchdown.
I think they'll get a touchdown. Before halftime, they'll get their first touchdown of the first half against the Dolphins. They're
going to be scoreless on the first quarter, 3 points in the second, and they're still going to be lost. They might have their backups playing on this one. All right, the Texans and the Falcons. The Texans are surprising to me.
Yo, that man, they put it on Pittsburgh, man, last week. They did that. I was like, that was one of my losses there. I was like, ooh.
Oh, yeah, mine's too. Too. I was like, but Pickett got hurt. He got taken out the game.
Yeah. But before he got hurt, CJ Stroud was still outshining him on the field. I don't know if it was the red uniforms, the red helmets. I don't know what it was.
Well,
but
whatever
they had
it was,
that swag.
it was working.
He had that swag. So I have a feeling. I think I know who you're going to pick in this game.
Oh,
I
you
think.
do.
I
You
think
do.
maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe. I think.
Okay. Well, I mean, you gotta tell me yours.
Well, I'll tell you. I'm going with Houston in this one. I'll be taking Houston to go to Atlanta and pull up the win on this one. I'm not going to say it's an upset. So look, Stroud has 3 straight games with 280 or more passing yards. Okay,
Mhm.
he is hot right now. I think he takes that into Atlanta and pulls out, I guess, what people want to call an upset. And I think
Mhm.
that Desmond Ritter and these Falcons are going to continue sliding down that playground slide.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
listen, they're
mhm,
even. I got it, but I'm still taking the Falcons on this one.
I
I'm
know
taking
you.
the Falcons. They're undefeated at home. They're 2-0.
Mhm.
Yeah, they lost back to back with Detroit and Jacksonville, but I picked Atlanta to win
The
the NFC South. I
yes, and
really did.
that's why I
And
figured. So I kind of figured.
yeah, I'm gonna stick to it. Okay, and besides, Houston Texans they're a little banged up. Okay, they got a lot of people doubtful and questionable for the game. Unlike the Atlanta Falcons, they only got one person. They got Josh Ali and the wide receiver questionable. So I think they're gonna find a way. I think Atlanta is one of those home teams that play better at home. Let's
Yeah,
put it that way. So yeah, I'm taking Atlanta. All right.
fair.
The Panthers and the Lions.
This is
Yeah.
to me. This game is not going to be like it was last year when the Panthers rushed for over 300 plus yards and wind up whooping on the Lions. This is a whole different Lion team. Dan Campbell got them on a whole different high here. I have the Lions winning that division. Okay. I think they go out and win this game. It's not going to be an easy game just because, Carolina is struggling, whatever the case may be. They got Bryce Young, but whatever he's got problems on the road, whatever. I just think Carolina will give this a game, but Detroit wins this game in a fashion where it gives the Lion fans hope that there is something moving forward with this team. Give me
Okay,
the
I got
Lions.
you. I'm not so much sold on golf. I mean, golf is doing good, but Montgomery, their running back, is doing an awesome job with that
Yeah.
team.
Oh yeah.
And I'm taking the Lions on this one because the Panthers have no run game and have no run defense. Bottom line. So I'm taking the Lions. The Titans and the Colts.
This is the tight South rivalry right here. You
Hey, Titans 0-2 away. Colts are 0-2 at home. They're both 2-2. I mean, everything's bunch of deuces, but somebody has to come out and win. And no, there's not going to be a tie in this game.
Oh, I hope not. I really hope not. Well, that last year it was Indianapolis that tied Houston to start the season off
Hey,
that way.
check this out. The Colts went back-to-back weeks in overtime. They're 1-1. Of course, they lost to the Rams. They won overtime against the Ravens. Then you have the Titans. They come out victorious over the Bengals, but they lost against the Browns. So, I don't know.
Wish-washy, right?
Yeah.
To me, this is one of those flip a coin, pick 'em kind of games. Tennessee has won the last 5 meetings against the Colts. So
Well, that's my pick. I'm taking the Titans.
you would think that the Colts would snap this eventually, right? But I think that Tennessee is the better team here. And plus, Henry has rushed for 100 yards or more in the last 5 of the last 6 games against the Colts. I think
Yeah.
this continues on. So, yeah, give me the Titans.
All right, we both picked the Titans, the Patriots, and the Saints. Save your breath on this one, but I do still believe in Mac Jones. I'm taking the Patriots over the Saints.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree on that one. I mean, I have the Saints winning the division, but I don't see how they're gonna win this game. They're struggling right now. They're struggling.
Carr is gone. Carr is out.
I know that's the thing. I was like, oh my god, and I mean, I'm still I'm not gonna renege and say that they're not gonna win the division. I still got the Saints finding a way to win in this division, even though I think the Buccaneers are running things right now. But I got the Patriots.
Steelers versus the Ravens. There is an identity check. A lot of people are talking about what is up with the Steelers. Could this be the first time in this season that the Steelers under Mike Tomlin, they finish under 500.
It is very likely, like we might be seeing that for the first time. There's always a first for everything, and it's not going to be it's not going to be a knock on him. He's still a great coach.
I'm
Okay.
taking the Ravens on this one.
Yeah. What's more to say?
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Steelers won 3 of the last 4 meetings, but without Kenny Pickett, I don't think Mr. Trubisky is going to do much in this game.
I don't even like him as a quarterback, period. But okay, Eagles and the Rams. This is very fascinating here. It really is. I just don't know what's up with the Rams. I really don't.
Stafford, he's in dealing with that hip injury.
Yeah, supposedly, but he said he's going to play. But I don't know. Reports might say that he might not be playing. They do miss Cooper Kupp, man. He's still in the IR. He's going to practice this week, but I think they got like 21 days or so to get him out of the IR so he could play with the team. So I think it's questionable to see what's going to happen with this team. But something big has to happen because you can't lose more of these games. You can't. The Rams, they got to catch up with the Seahawks and the 49ers.
There's no way.
They're going to come close to not making to the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely right. And as long as Jalen Hurts is healthy, he's got DeAndre Swift, he's got A.J. Brown, who's been blowing it up for the last 2 weeks. I got the Eagles winning this game. Unless something floppy happens in this game, I see the Eagles winning it.
Same here. Outstanding. The Bengals and the Cardinals. Yeah, that's what I said.
I had a hard time picking this game. I really did.
Is Joe Burrow going to go and rest? I mean,
you would think he would. You would think they will make him sit down and rest because to me, it's not worth it in the long term. If he does get hurt, you're going to hurt this franchise if you don't have him as quarterback.
Right.
Do you really need him in this type of game? I get Joshua Dobbs hasn't thrown an interception this year. He's playing good. Yeah, they beat the Cowboys. But do you really need Joe Burrow in this to play against the Cardinals? I don't think you really do. But I have a funny feeling they're going to keep him in there until you break something in this guy. But you know what? I'm going out on the limb here, and I'm going with the Bengals to take this one.
Oh, man. Bengals 0-2. I don't know, man.
I get it. I'm serious. I had a hard time picking this game. This wasn't an easy
I'm a Burrow
game.
fan. I'll take the Bengals.
Okay.
I'll take the Bengals.
I wouldn't have been mad if you said Arizona.
KC and the Vikings. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to jump on the Minnesota Vikings to beat Kansas City Chiefs. Call me crazy.
I'm done with you.
No way. You pick Minnesota? No way.
It's just too obvious, like we did last week. We're picking too much obvious choices with the favorites.
You pick the Chiefs.
Hey, look, the Chiefs lost to Detroit, right? Okay. You can't tell me they're going to sweep the rest of the NFC North. Okay.
I wasn't even looking at that. I was just looking at how many mistakes has the Chiefs done almost in every game. They don't even look like a Super Bowl caliber team. Like they have like a couple of big plays to get back on track. But I mean, they're just careless mistakes that the Chiefs do. And I don't think that Bieniemy would have allowed that to happen.
I know. Yeah.
And against the Vikings, they're hungry to get back on track.
And to me, it seems like Patrick Mahomes is relying on Isaiah Pacheco to do a lot of the workload. Okay. And Minnesota, again, just like last year, where they left off last year, they're playing one-score games. All their games this year are one-score games.
Well, they ain't going to go far in the playoffs by one-score game. That was proven last year.
Exactly. It just takes that one play to turn it around, that one play, and you win a game. Kansas City already beat Detroit. I mean, they lost to Detroit, but they beat Chicago. I think they lose to Minnesota in this aspect of how I'm seeing it versus the North. This is an upset, in my opinion. Minnesota gets a win at home and knocks down the Chiefs off that pedestal just a smidge.
All right. The Jets versus the Broncos. All right. Listen,
This is
Just
the
because they played so well against the Chiefs, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to do the same against the Broncos.
exactly.
However, who's you picking?
I got the Broncos.
Wow.
It's a coin flip. It's a coin flip. Look, both these teams' offense suck. Both their offense are garbage.
Mhm.
Both the Jets played great in a loss. Denver had to come back to beat a hopeless Bears team. Okay, I mean, there's no hope for either of these teams. Again, I think you when you weigh the factor as far as who's the better quarterback here, is it Russell Wilson? Is it
I
Zach
don't think
Wilson?
it's about the best quarterback. I think it's who's going to play better, and the Jets have a better defense than the
Yes,
Broncos.
yes, I
Okay.
agree with that. I do
The
agree with that.
Broncos are 0-2 at home.
Hmm.
Okay. They lost to Miami. They lost to well, no, Miami was at home. Okay, so I'll take that back. No, I scratched that. They lost to Washington and the Raiders at home. Okay. Um, yeah, they got the win against Chicago, but the Jets are a different team. They're 1-3, but they're a better 1-3 than most other teams. And the Jets and the Broncos, they have a lot of similarities when it comes to the rushing game, but the Jets defense are just a lot better, and I'm taking the New York Jets over the Broncos.
Nice. Go Broncos.
Go country. The Cowboys versus the 49ers.
The game of the week. Game that we all been waiting for.
I think it's a waste of time, to be honest with you.
You
I
think
think
so?
the 49ers are going to run over the Cowboys. They're going to put their asses in reality check. This is the best of the NFC right here, and the 49ers are going to take care of business.
I think if the Cowboys going to have a chance to win this game, they're going to have to throw the ball. They're not going to be able to run on that 49er
No, no,
defense.
no, no, no. If Prescott starts throwing the ball and it gets to like these 35 times, you already know the Cowboys are losing.
I get that, but I'm just saying I think his better chance is to throw it versus running the ball. Pollard is not going anywhere. That defense is going to stuff the run all night long. That's why I think he's going to have to try to throw this ball. But again, like you said, if he throws it like 35 times, it's not going to fare well. This game's going to be over by the third quarter. Give me the Niners to win this game.
Can you believe Purdy has overthrown Prescott? Yeah, Prescott is get paid more than Purdy. You see what I'm saying? McCaffrey has more yardage than Pollard. And well, CeeDee Lamb and what's his name? Ayike, if I'm saying it right. The wide receiver.
Yeah.
They got some similarities, but I'll tell you what, especially the Cowboys choking against Arizona, that just left a bad taste. Like, are they really for real? Yeah, they beat New England, but who is New England where they're still trying to figure things out? They don't got enough talent. And Bill Belichick's on a hot seat, but not as a coach, but as a GM. All right. So
I'm not gonna discredit Dallas's defense. Okay, they're second in defensive passing this year. So Purdy's he's not gonna probably have a whole lot of time to throw that ball.
they've
I don't
beaten
think
the Cowboys with Purdy before.
I know.
They're
No,
going to do it again.
I'm not saying that they're not, but
Mhm.
I think Purdy's gonna have a whole different outlook on how they handle the passing game against the Cowboys defense in this game. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, the 49ers, they're home for a third straight game. That's
Yeah.
crazy. They haven't been on the road yet in a while, you know. And Purdy has not lost as a starting quarterback in the regular season.
Absolutely.
So,
All right.
yeah, give me the come. Give me
Okay.
another
You said
garbage
what?
game. Huh?
You said
I
what?
said,
You said 49ers or Cowboys?
yeah, no, 49ers.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah, no.
All right, I
49ers.
got the Green Bay Packers beating the Raiders. I think that the Raiders are banged up offensively, and Love is going to show a lot of love to Las Vegas. Just not too much love because whatever happens in Vegas, everyone's going to know now. So
Yeah, it just doesn't stay in Vegas. It just travels everywhere.
yeah, there you go. But yeah, I'm taking the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I got the Packers too. I mean, they may have some kind of issues on their offensive line, but look, the Raiders got problems everywhere. So, yeah, I think Jordan Love going here. He picks up his first road victory of the year.
And I'm just questioning to see if Jimmy Garoppolo is going to play. I know he's still in a concussion protocol,
Whatever.
but I'm just curious to see if is he going to be playing. So nobody knows.
And I think Devontae Adams, he's dealing with a shoulder injury, correct?
Yeah. Well, that's what happened. Not telling right now. I'm looking at the reports and it hasn't come up yet, which is very surprising. So I'm just curious to see. But right now, I'm leaning on Green Bay right now.
Yeah, I got Green Bay winning this game too.
So, all right, man. That's pretty much all our games.
Yeah, no, that's a good one. We got 14 games this week. Your favorite over me this weekend. So you can close the gap a little bit.
Close the gap a little bit.
Well, I do got 3-game lead, so you can close it to 1.
Hey, there's no Michael Strahan over here, okay?
You play to win the game.
Okay. All right, Edwards. Anyways, thank you for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed our show. And what picks? Who's right? Who's wrong? Let's see. I'm here trying to catch up, man. It's time. God loves some football.
Either way, you'll still be behind me after this week, regardless. So
whatever. Deuces.